Have you ever felt like real, genuine spiritual truth is, well, just out of reach? You're not alone. For centuries, this has been a central question in many traditions. They teach that to receive the highest spiritual path, what's known as the Dharma, you first have to get past four huge cosmic difficulties. So let's dive into what those ancient obstacles are, and, more importantly, what they mean for us right now. This quote right here from one of Confucius's sharpest disciples really sets the stage for us. What he's saying is that for ages, the deepest truths weren't just hard to understand. They were seen as almost impossible to even find. To even hear the words was a miracle in itself. All right, so here's our roadmap. We'll start with this ancient question of truth. Then we'll break down each of the four big obstacles, one by one, to see why they were considered such massive cosmic hurdles. And then we're going to flip the script and see how this ancient problem has turned into a modern opportunity. You see, in the past, the Dharma wasn't just handed out. It was seen as a secret of heaven, something that could only be revealed when the timing was perfect, and, just as importantly, when the person was truly worthy. This created four incredible, almost lottery-like barriers that any seeker had to get through. So what's the very first, most fundamental hurdle you'd have to clear? It's something we totally take for granted. Just being born a human. This is seen as the first great cosmic lottery, and you had to have a winning ticket. The idea is, before you can even start looking for the truth, you have to be in the right kind of vessel. And out of all the forms of life, humanity is seen as uniquely precious. This incredible bridge between the spiritual world of heaven and the physical world of earth. And the symbolism here is pretty fascinating. We humans, we stand upright, with our heads literally pointed towards heaven. This is said to represent our unique ability to have a conscience, to understand morality. Other creatures, on the other hand, are oriented horizontally, their backs to heaven, which is seen as a sign they're living out a karmic cycle, just repaying old debts. And to really drive home just how rare it is, the Buddha used this incredible analogy. Picture all the soil, all the dirt on the entire planet Earth. That represents all other forms of life. Now look at the tiny little speck of dust you can get on your fingernail. That represents humanity. So the very fact that you are here listening to this means you've already cleared that first staggering obstacle. Okay, so you won the first cosmic lottery. You're human. Awesome. But wait, that's not enough. The second obstacle is being born in the right place. You had to win the lottery of location, a place where the Dharma could actually be found. So here's obstacle number 2. And this isn't about being born in a specific country that you could find on a map today. No, it's about being born in what was called the Middle Kingdom, which was understood to be the spiritual and cultural center of the world at the time. So why was this place so important? Well, it was seen as the historical source, the place where great enlightened sages were actually born. It was the origin point for the lineage of Dharma, where the truth was passed down directly, from teacher to student, generation after generation. To get the real deal, you had to be near the source. All right, so let's say you've got the right body and you're in the right place. You still have a third lottery to win, being born at the right time. See, the teachings aren't always available. They're revealed based on a grand cosmic schedule. And that brings us to obstacle number 3, which is the idea of the 3 great Dharma eras. The thinking is that history is split into 3 very distinct periods, and your access to the Dharma changes radically depending on which one you're born into. In those first 2 eras, the green and the red, it was pretty much impossible for a regular person to receive the Dharma. It was all done in secret, passed from a master to a single hand-picked disciple. But, and this is a huge but, we are now said to be living in the white era. This is a totally unique time of great salvation, where the Dharma is finally being revealed openly, widely, to anyone who's looking for it. And that leads us to the final, and maybe the most critical obstacle of all. Even if you're human, in the right place, at the right time, you still have to face the biggest challenge, finding the true Dharma and an enlightened master who can actually transmit it to you. This is obstacle number 4, and you gotta understand, the teaching here is that just reading books or studying scriptures isn't gonna cut it. The core truth isn't something you learn with your intellect. It's something that has to be directly transmitted to you by someone who has already realized it. And that is the whole job of the enlightened master. This isn't just a professor who explains ideas. This is someone who has achieved enlightenment themselves, and, this is key, holds the heavenly mandate. That's the spiritual authority to actually awaken that same potential inside of you
through a direct transmission. There's an old saying that just nails it. You could memorize 10,000 holy books, cover to cover, but all of that knowledge wouldn't equal the direct spark of realization you get from a single transmission from a true living master. That was the final and most difficult piece of the whole puzzle. So we've just walked through 4 seemingly impossible hurdles. I mean, the odds look astronomical, right? But now we're going to make the most important shift. We are going to completely reframe these ancient, massive obstacles into your personal, present-day opportunities. Just think about this for a second. The first incredible difficulty was being born human, but here you are. The second was being in a place where the Dharma could spread. And in our connected world, you are here. The third was being born in the right time, this special era of open revelation, and you are alive in it right now. And the fourth, the near impossibility of finding the true Dharma, well, the opportunity to seek it is now right in front of you. What were once 4 cosmic, insurmountable difficulties have now become your 4 great victories. So the final thought here isn't about how hard it all used to be. It's about the incredible, profound opportunity that exists for you, right here, right now. The ancient teachings say that all 4 of those cosmic gates, once locked impossibly tight, are now wide open. So the only real question left is a personal one for you. What is your next step?